Good Sunday afternoon, everyone. Roger Hill, VELCO Weather Hazards Outlook, VELCO Weather Hazards Forecaster. We're looking at a day today that's featuring an area of low pressure up to the north of us. You can see the spin here, and it's dragging in still some residual moisture, but overall, showers that have been developing are mostly along the spine of the Green Mountains and points east. There could be some shower and thunderstorm activity to our east across parts of New Hampshire and Maine. Some of those could be strong, a little bit of a shear out there. Wind fields aloft are a little bit stronger. And we have some capes that are advecting out of the region, that is convective available potential energy. Looking at the temperatures, this is the way we're shaping up. We'll start out with the heat indices because this has been the case. Some of that has been creeping up the coast, but not here into northern New England, at least western New England, parts of New York State. Overall, the temperature looks like this. So we're basically seeing 70s, fairly comfortable out of doors, except we have higher dew points that have moved on in. But those dew point temperatures are going to be falling and captured some of these 50s here that's going to move in by tonight and during the day tomorrow. Fairly pleasant day tomorrow, but with a little bit of residual cloud cover, conditions are going to be such that we won't evaporate all the moisture out. So consequently, there's a little bit of a feedback process in some of the computer modeling. Looking at wind gusts, nothing to worry about here, generally well below the critical levels of around 40 miles per hour. Out west, I'm watching an interesting system that's kind of tracking in through the Dakotas, and then on the backside of that system, some pretty good northwesterly winds. Haven't seen a lot of wind this summer overall. So on the right-hand side, we have the GEM, or the Canadian model. On the left-hand side, we have the European model. And these gray spots here, especially the lighter gray, that's less than 0.05 of an inch. And typically, that's not any precipitation, but there is a little bit of shower activity, and that's going to be moving on out. This is valid by about 10 o'clock at night tonight. And then setting up a day that will also see a little bit of residual moisture, but not in the form of rain showers. I think this is a wet feedback. I think Monday's going to be a dry day. And then eventually by Monday night, things really do dry out before the next weather system, mostly crossing to our south, depending on what model you use. But we're getting into Tuesday, and that's going to be a wetter day, especially as you get later in the afternoon and into the evening hours. Some shower and thunderstorm activity. That kind of carries over a little bit into Wednesday. And then beyond that period, we dry things out again on Wednesday. And the next best day coming will be Thursday. And then more showers and thunderstorms with this shortwave trough working on in for Friday, and that looks to be a little better organized at that point in time. Beyond the period, a couple of shots of moisture, but mostly to our north, and then we do dry out with this area of higher pressure. This is about the most significant area of higher pressure I've seen in some time now, and it's developing with cooler air coming in out of the north slope of Alaska. This is migrated across Canada, so this is beyond our outlook period for Monday, and then going into probably Tuesday, potentially, maybe not quite to Wednesday of next week, but a little bit of a quieter weather pattern, a little bit drier, and also a little bit of cooler air working in from Canada is going to set all of that up. Now, overall, the European model has given us above normal precipitation by just a bit, and that's kind of what the GFS is also showing here. This is the 3-hourly QPF, so you can see the target times here. This is our Sunday afternoon showers that are moving on through mainly eastern Vermont. This again centered on Montpelier grid. So then we dry out, and then a period of the next chance for showers and thunderstorms along about Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night. Carries over a little bit into Wednesday. Here's Thursday, and then beyond that, the next chance is on Friday, and then it looks like a little better chance. So there is some agreement here with the computer modeling world, a little bit at least. Now, overall, the QPF looks like this. We're talking about, for the whole period here, a little bit over 1 inch amounts. And this is kind of close to ballpark amounts, maybe a little bit above normal. And these are the step increments. So showers here, obviously, showers here, and then kind of spaced out over 2 days, 2.5 days, 3 days. Though we're going to see a little bit more in the breezy department, I don't see and anticipate anything that's going to be super strong, nothing over 40 knots. This is the top of Mount Mansfield approximately, so no big deal there. And in terms of precipitation, total rainfall, the main areas of rainfall, kind of a storm track you can kind of see here, even a little bit of a secondary portion of a storm track there, and The driest, of course, out west. A little bit of monsoon moisture starting to creep in, mostly out of western Mexico, up into parts of New Mexico, eastern Arizona, and the central Rocky Mountains. 2-meter temperatures look like this, a little bit below normal across a pretty good section of southern Canada as well as the northern U.S. Starting to heat up, and this is going to be an area to watch here with the Pacific Northwest going to catch some pretty good heat dome here action and extending almost to Hawaii. So, and then also across the northern Canadian archipelago and into Greenland, also now warming up in this particular area here. But that's forcing the jet stream with a little bit of cooler air, some leftovers, and some of that heat, of course, trying to creep back up north into Vermont. That's going to get flushed on out. So what does it all mean? Well, over the next 5 days of just high temperatures, we'll be topping out around 3 to 6 degrees below normal for this time of year. You can see the heat starting to really take place in Oregon, Washington, up into British Columbia. This will be something to watch, I think, here. And then 3 days later, this is what we're looking at. The heat kind of moves a little bit more to the east across portions of Canada. We're neutral, so we start to warm up here in the Northeast U.S., but gradually. So tropical cyclone activity is pretty much nil. However, it's starting to get pretty active off the west coast of Africa, the Cape Verde Islands, and things are going to start to progress. And taking a look at 51-member European ensembles, what we're looking at here, and what you can see is that we're starting to see a little bit of progression coming in near the Cape Verdes, and things start to get a little bit more active coming in off of West Africa with several waves, and a lot of these take a track more into the open Atlantic, some of that toward the Caribbean, so you can kind of see that toward the end right here. Nothing to worry about at this point in time. That's it from here, Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.